Hello students, welcome back. So now I'm going to be talking about bar plot. This one is used when you want to compare quantities across categories. So for example, let's take a look at this one right here. So let's say you have apple, blueberry, cherry, oranges, and you have these count. For apple, you have 40 apples, blueberry, you have maybe 100 blueberries, cherry, you have this quantity, and orange, you have this quantity. So by looking at the bar plot, you can actually tell which one actually you have more quantity, which one you have less quantity. So it kind of gives you a visualization of your data count. So this is primarily used for comparing discrete categories. Your x-axis generally it has names and labels, and these are not your continuous numbers. This one right here, apple, blueberry, cherry. Generally, this one is your labels right here. It can show differences very clearly. That's one of the advantages. For example, you can determine which category is highest, which is lowest, how big is the gap between each category. So if you come over here, you can see that there's a big gap between blueberry and cherry. Your cherry actually is the count of the cherries over here and the count of blueberries over here. So there's a big gap, but there's not much big gap between apple and cherry. They pretty much same quantity. Okay, so when should you use bar plot? Well, you should use your bar plot when your data is categorical and you want to do comparison and where orders will matter less than the magnitude. Okay, so how do you do bar plot? Well, first thing we do is import your matplotlib pyplot as PLT. And let's say you have this data right here. Let's say I have class 9, class 10, class 11, class 12. And class 9 has 30 students, class 10 has 40 students, and class 11 has 35 students, and class 12 has 27 students. And you want to visualize this data. So in this case, you just call plt.bar and you supply your x and y. And in this case, I'm also supplying my color equal to green. This is optional. Don't really need this thing. Let me just remove this. This is all you need, x comma y. And when you plot this, you can see that it actually draws the bar plot for you. So this is your class 9, class 10, class 11, class 12. Class 9 had 30 students. Class 9 has 30 students. Class 10 has 40 students. So you can see that class 10, which is right here, has 40 students. This is your class 10. So now you can even put some colors. So let's add some colors over here. Oops, sorry. You can add some colors over here. So in this case, color equal to green. So by specifying your colors now, what just happened? Okay, let's just come. All right. So now my color has turned into green. So initially it was blue, but now it's green. Okay, so what if you want to put different colors on the bars? You don't want to use the same color, so you can do that too. So in this case, my x same data as before, my y is this same as before, and now I specify my colors. So the first bar I want red, the class 10 I want to be blue, and class 11 I want to be green, and class 12 I want to be orange. So I'm specify four different colors. Then you do plt.bar, give your x, give your y, and in this case you use this parameter color equal to colors right here, and then you render this graph by calling plt.show. And now you can see that class 9 has red color, class 10 has blue, class 11 has green, and class 12 has orange color right here. Because we actually specified these numbers, these data over here. Okay, what if you want to draw horizontal bars? So sometimes what happens when you're drawing these bars, maybe you have 50 different classes or 30 different classes. So this is going to go out of the range. You know, the image is going to go way on this direction and you won't be able to see all your data. You would have to scroll like left and right. Maybe you don't want to do that. So in this case, you can use horizontal bars. So all you have to do is just call this bar edge. So you have the same data. Let's say you have x is equal to class 5, class 6, class 7, class 8, class 9, class 10, all the way to class 12. And this is the corresponding number of students in that class. And then these are the colors you want. Actually, don't really need this thing. Let me just remove this part completely. Okay, so in this case, I have like these classes and I have, this is the corresponding count for them. So you specify bar H. Okay, that's what your H stands for. Now, when you run this, it's going to give you a horizontal bar plot right here. So you can see that now you have class 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. And this way you can visualize this using horizontal bar plot. Let's change the width now. So let's say you want to change the width of these bars. You don't want this bar. You can do that too. So in this case, this is your same data, x and y. Okay, class 9, class 10, class 11, class 12. And these are the corresponding counts for each one of them. Let me just put a square bracket. I don't know how I missed that. All right. Okay. So in this case, you specify your colors. I'm saying I want my color to be green. And this time I specify my width, that I do not want this to be like by default. I want to use my own width. You can do that too. So when you run this, you can see that it gives you the width of zero point 0.1. And then you can see that now your width is very small over here. Let's increase the width. Let's make it like zero point 0.5 now. And let's see what it does. And look at that. The width actually changed now. So by changing this width right here, you can actually specify different values. And you can change, you can control the width of your bars. Let's look at one of the interesting application of bar chart. Let's say you want to do comparison. So you have data, let's say class 9, class 10, class 11, and class 12. And these are the male counts, number of male students in the class for each one of the classes. Okay, and so in this case, I'm using np.array 3437. So this class has three students who are male, four males, and three males right here. And then class 12 has seven males. And same thing with your class, your female counts. So the class 9 has two females, class 10 has three females, class 11 has five, and class 12 has eight females. I want to plot them. So first thing I'm going to do is I want to specify my bar width. So let's say my bar width I want to define as 0.30. And by the way, I came with these numbers by trial and error. You have to actually try different numbers, see which one actually fits your need. So my bar width is 30 and my X position. So in this case, my X position, I want to have 0, 1, 2, 3. Anytime when you do this comparison, you start with your X position right here. So in this case, I want my X position, which will be your, where exactly you want your bar at. So I want my bar to be at 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, then after that, let me just run this. Oops, let me just comment this line out and let's run this. And that prints out my X position, this right here. Now I have two bars. So I have bar for the males and I have bar for the females. And what I want to do, let me show you. This is what I want. I want my male, let me see, my male I want to be over here and my female I want over there. Male, female for each one of the classes. So I need to specify the position of my bar. So in order to specify the position, what I'm doing, I'm taking the width of my bar and I'm dividing into half. Okay, that's what I'm doing. So this is my bar width and I'm dividing into half, and then I'm saying X position minus bar width divided by half. So now this is going to create my X positions for different for male and females. For the males, this is going to be my position for the males for each one of the bars right here. Okay, for the females, this is going to be my position for the females for each one of the bars. Okay, so this is why I printed this out so you can see now. Okay, now I'm going to use that position. So I'm saying plt.bar and I'm specifying my X position minus bar width divided by 2. And then I'm putting male counts over here. And my width is bar width, label is male, and color in this case is blue for the males. Same thing I'm doing, I'm calling this plt.bar again. In this case, I'm giving female counts and I'm calling the same bar width, label is going to be female. And in this case, I'm using color as orange. Then I'm putting some X labels and Y labels. So in this case, my X sticks, I'm specifying my X position comma X right here. This X position would be this right here. And my X would be these labels right here. Okay, so then I'm also creating an X label. I'm also creating a Y label. If you don't put this X and Y label, let me just show you what happens. And there you go. All right. So if I run this, you can see that it does not put any labels anywhere. Okay, it does not put any labels. But now I want to put some labels now. So by putting labels, it will give you more meaningful and more, you'll be able to understand what this each axis represents. So in this case now, I'm creating an X label. I'm calling it class. My Y label is count. And my title, I'm giving a title count of people by class. Okay, and then I'm creating a legend and then tight layout and then rendering my graph right here. Okay, so when you run this, you can see that you have male, female for each one of them. So class 9, you can see that you have more males in class 9. Class 10, you have more males. Class 11 has a more females. And class 12 has more females than over males. So I hope this session helps. Thank you.